Let's have a look at part A. This is looking very much like a cubic, but in a way that's irrelevant to the question in hand. We've been asked to sketch fx, which is the red line, plus 1. Well, with these transformations, if the transformation alteration is not affecting the x directly, in other words, x over 2 or 2x or x plus 1 within that bracket, this will be a vertical transformation of some kind. And vertical transformations tend to be more intuitive and easier to understand. What we're doing is we're adding 1 to every value of the red curve. At the point 4, our red curve will be 5. At the point 1, 0, our red curve will be at 1. This point here will not dip right to 0, but it will dip to plus 1. Now, as you can imagine, this is virtually impossible to do with a pen and tablet, but the curve does this, comes up to there, something like that. But it's lifted the curve just in the air. Every value has gone up by plus 1. I think that's really easy to understand, and you should have no trouble with that for 2 marks. It's a bit mean, given that this is much more difficult to work out and less intuitive, that they only give 2 marks for this bit of the question. Now in part B, we are altering the x directly within the bracket of fx. So this will be some form of horizontal transformation. But what type of horizontal transformation are we going to have? We haven't got x plus 2 or anything like that, which would just shift the graph left or right. We've got x divided by 2. So this is going to do some sort of concertina effect on the graph. It'll either pull or stretch, but which way? Both the horizontal transformations are probably 2 of the biggest elephant traps in the GCSE syllabus. If I had the different transformation of y equals 2x, this actually pushes the graph in either side of the y-axis. So this crossing at x equals 1 would be at x equals a half. So this would come down here. Yes, the peak would still be the same. And also this minimum point at -2 would be at -1. So you'd end up with the curve being pushed in either side of the y-axis. So let's get rid of this. Well, this is going to have the opposite effect. It will grab that plus 1 and move it to plus 2. The 0 point will remain unchanged, and this point here at -2 will be pushed out to -4. So again, almost impossible to draw, but the line comes down here, reaches a minimum, now sails up to a positive, and then heads down something like that. You'd expect the curve to go the opposite way. With x values dividing by 2, you'd think that 1 should go to a half. But no, it is that elephant trap. If you divide by 2, it stretches the graph out.